My name is Torain. I'm a third generation hair designer, and I can say it's a really, truly wonderful life. It has allowed me to do whatever I wanted. I traveled where I wanted, I lived where I wanted, and I've never wanted for anything. I've raised my family, and I've trained a lot of people in my time. I've seen the different styles come and go, and it's an eternal thing that keeps on pushing. Now, today is an exciting period. We have the barbers who had to go back to their future. In order to be what they are today, the barbers went back to the period when they were such a substantial part of the American culture. The first relevant conversations any young man in this country ever heard was in a barbershop. They were the armchair intellectuals always. That's where a lot of things were spoken of. That's where, people went from George Washington days to get bled. The dental in most towns were barbers. Today, the barbers are doing such exciting things because the culture, aided by such things, or influenced rather, by such things as cartoons and futuristic attitudes of the present era. They're using things like green hair, exciting different designs in hair, geometric patterns. We got all sorts of things going, and we're finding a lot of things that barbers are doing. So that's a new element to the whole beauty field. My thing was fusion hair extensions. This is attached using an adhesive that was colored to match the hair and putting in commercial hair onto that. That is for commercial hair that comes from humans or the hair made out of plastics, which is synthetic. Another interesting thing I'm into right now is where was the hair going in India before they started selling to basically the black population of the United States and the world. They have rituals, just like we do in our churches. They cut their hair at a certain point. The whole family goes for these trips. And that's like baptism or any other of the sacraments of the Catholic Church, First Communion, or what have you. Okay, so what did they do with that hair before then? I'll tell you what they did with it. They sold it to the pharmaceutical industry, who are still buying it. See, keratin is a very viable thing, a very valued thing with the pharmaceutical industry. So that's where they get their major keratin and, the rest of the science field. Another thing, a lot of people don't know this, but human hair, you can use certain elements of human hair to create explosives, And so this is where they sold the hair before they sold it today. I think that the pharmaceutical industry is probably suffering now because there's so many people wearing hair. With the black race, we've forgotten what our hair looks like. There's so many elements of it. There's much diversity in it, so much artistic creativity in it, okay? And one of the things, that's another area that needs to be talked about. Natural hair, meaning there's no chemical in it to make it look like Caucasian or other races. These are the braids and the dreadlocks and things of that nature. And the different looks that is possible today is extraordinary. I mean, it's got to be looked at. You see them on the subways in New York or on the streets or just anywhere. And another thing, it is accepted in the bank. A lady comes to you at the bank. She's wearing dreadlocks. She's an executive. There was a time when this was an outlandish way to wear the hair. Oh, it's a whole new thing. And it's a really vibrant industry that is international commerce of a level of very few other things. And the important thing is, it's not done by the boardrooms of major companies, What it is, it's family groups. And the children grow up in this, and it's like a whole sect that they have. The children grow up in this because it's so profitable, But I could talk all day about it. But it's just a pleasure to be here, to be talking to the public about these things and sharing the exciting existence that the hairdresser has every day. Thank you very much. My name is Torain. I'm called the Black Dragon.